Welcome everyone to the round 4 of Lrc F2 Off-Season Championship, guys. We'll be racing at Monaco today, so it's gonna be rainy conditions and it's gonna be at night as well. So this has everything to be exciting, as you guys know, be it positively or negatively. But this is what we're going to find today as this broadcast goes on. And yeah, I'm AERO, and I'm very happy to be back in the competitors box alongside Igzys, who will be joining me here today to put some words on the exciting race we have ahead of us. Hello, Igzys.
Good evening, guys, or good morning, depends on where you are. This is going to be a fine race, I'm sure about that. Probably a lot of chaos, but who doesn't like some good chaos, right?
That is true. That is very true, Igzys. And yeah, I hope everything is good in the live stream. If there is anything you guys spot, just let us know in the chat. But as of now, we're just waiting for the drivers to get prepared for this one-shot quali, which is going to be very crucial.
Yeah, definitely will be very crucial. Even more crucial because it's Monaco and you really can't overtake there, especially in rainy conditions. So drivers will have to give their absolute best in the quali session.
Yep.
Well, the sprint race will be reversed, right? From like 10th place will start first, but the feature race is where you get the big points, and I think most drivers will try to focus on that.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think one-shot quali, of course, is going to be crucial for those faster guys, I guess, for the top runners and midfielders. I don't think it's going to change much for the back runners, as only the top 10 gets reversed, and I think we're expecting around 14 to 15 drivers racing here today. So yeah, you're definitely right, and I guess we're going to be watching the quali laps very soon as the countdown is starting.
There's 20 seconds left for drivers to prepare their setups. Last preparation, tweaks in the setup. I don't know what setup you could use for Monaco. I'm not a driver, not now, but I'm guessing they will be going for high wings, especially in these conditions. The heavy rain. Anyways, the quality is starting.
Yep, so we're gonna have to switch and watch. Let me just enable the track map and everything you guys need. Yeah, we're gonna be watching first here. I think it is Nade. Oh my god, I've changed this. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go back to Loris, who's now in P1. Yeah, heading into the first hairpin here. Oh, a bit slidey on the rear. Yeah, let's see how he maneuvers through this chicane. It looks to be pretty smooth. A bit of traction loss on the exit, but expected here. And it seems like Treads is now in P1 and ahead of Loris on his route to sign the fastest time of the session.
Lots of some great corners, great first sector. Unfortunately, losing it a bit in the second one, losing a lot of time. Going back to first again, I wouldn't say that it's unexpected seeing Loris perform like that, but it's definitely a change comparing his performance here in Monaco. Considering in quali, comparing to Austria or USA or the races before that. Loris is back in first. They are fighting with Mr. Trains. Trains is second. Trains going back up into first. Now there's a lot of shuffling between them. Coolest is third, most likely. Chimashev also fourth. Great performance by him. But I like Trains gets pole positions by 25 thousandths of a second. That's how tight it was here in Monaco. And I'm sure Loris will not be happy about, him losing basically 25 thousandths to crazy crazy one-shot quality here. Coolest in third, unfortunately a lot of time missing some 8/10ths of a second. Still third, so good performance. Trimashev in fourth, 130.1. Phil Malone fifth, 130.5. Mr. Zuxon sixth, 132.5, and rest basically not the great times from the rest of the drivers, but it's understandable. The conditions are very difficult for them to navigate through. It's gonna be definitely an interesting sprint race. And just a reminder, Pablo will be starting first.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Blazer ended up something we have to point out. Blazer and both Blazer and Tim ended up invalidating their laps, so they're yeah, so they're not gonna be reversed. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, especially for Blazer, who's someone who has pace. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, in the meantime, talking about pace, I will put up on the screen both standings that we have right now, the most updated standings, which I have to full screen here on my second monitor real quick. And so that tells us we have Coolest leading the championship by 3 points in front of Blazer, and Trades were very close behind. Nade as well, fighting for that title for the F2 off-season championship. Yeah, behind, of course, in the midfield we have Phil, Trimmershave, and Loris potentially fighting for a P5 in the standings. And then yeah, I mean it's more what can I say? Not more balanced, but it's more sparse, I guess, as there are a few drivers that don't attend every race there. So yeah, a lot of points still to grab in this championship, and same goes for the team championship, because we can see Invicta is now leading with 81 points, followed by PHM. I have no idea who that is. I don't know what team that is, but yeah.
I think it's Phoenix Motorsports or something. I'm not sure really.
Possible. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
team
either.
names. But yeah, they're in P2 with 75 points, followed by MP with 73 points, and Prema in fourth place with 72 points. So yeah, those are the standings done. We're gonna go back to the grid to watch the formation lap with Pablo leading.
Yeah, Pablo leads the race. Everyone obviously will be on wet tire. That's quite understandable. Also, I noticed that Pablo qualified 10th and I Like Trains qualified first. And now they are kind of reversed. Pablo starting first and I Like Trains starting 10th. So uh, just a little thing I wanted to point out. Anyways, it's definitely going to be an interesting race. I think Nadewell might have a chance to winning the race. He did perform well in the last races. I think he scored a podium in the last race. Well, he did score a podium in the last race, and in fact, my fellow commentator was fighting with him for that position,
Yep.
if I'm right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone pretty much has a shot at winning this race, because there'll be a lot of fighting, a lot of shuffling in a grid, maybe a lot of crashes. Hopefully not. Well, depends who you ask. Because from our perspective, crashes are kind of good, but from the perspective of drivers, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that is exactly the reason why I wanted to commentate this race, because I mean, if there is one race that is, I mean, prone to having incidents and being exciting for the viewers and for the commentators, yeah, it's Monaco at night with rainy conditions on F2 cars, which are notoriously bad on traction. So yeah, that's hopefully gonna be a interesting race. And yeah, having
Pablo
made
hits the
that
wall.
point on the standings, yeah, we have a lot of battles to keep an eye on, but mainly we're gonna have to take a look at Trains, Loris, Coolest, those three guys trying to progress through the field, because it's gonna be a hard task here in Monaco.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a hard task. Obviously, also I noticed Pablo hitting the wall in turn 18, second last corner. Maybe pressure. I don't know. Let's see.
For sure, the formation lap wouldn't be too weird, but that said, we'll be looking at the start. What a horrendous angle, but we can see Pablo having a not so good start. Yeah, with Nade already almost half alongside him, heading into the start, and he taps him slightly in the rear, as we have already some position changes behind
Yeah.
between Phil, Loris, and Coolest.
Pablo looking at the opportunity of his life. I'm not sure he won.
And
Oh,
Phil
there's
goes for a dive
crash.
bomb, getting past Trimmer and Zoxel in one corner. What a move!
Great move by Phil. Great move by Phil. Well, everyone's going at it in the first corners when everyone is quite bunched up. Well, that's understandable. Best way to pass here, definitely. Great start from Pablo. He held his positions as everyone is absolutely drifting everywhere.
Yeah, a bit of a bus stop there uh, in the airplane, but I mean, kind of expected, as we see Giulio and Ricardo at the back having quite a bit of a battle together. But we have to go back to Pablo ahead, who has been passed by Nade and is losing a bit of. Oh, and he collides with Kimi, and Kimi. Oh my god, that is a huge crash behind, and that's a pileup as expected in Monaco. A pileup, guys. Yeah.
And it's the first lap as well, and there's a lot of penalties coming. I think Kimi getting 2 penalties, drive through, and the 10 seconds. Not a great beginning of the race for him. And I think it's essentially the end of the race. Well, I think it's harsh maybe, but I think it's true.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, it is the end of the race because he has also front wing damage. So it's gonna have to pit, which he's gonna do now, and possibly retire. And there was no safety car. There was no safety car with that pileup. So yeah, very interesting choice by the game to not deploy a safety car. But yeah.
That was a very ambitious choice from the game. Though you can see 2 drivers in the pits right now. Also, Mr. Zoxon pitted for some reason. I think he was involved in the crash, right?
Yeah, he was involved definitely. So I think he might have gotten some damage, and yeah, he absolutely needed to fix his wing. I mean, yeah, in this track, having a front wing that's fully optimal and ready to be used is, yeah, essential basically. So yeah, with not too many battles on track, we have to look at Trimmer chasing perhaps here, and he doesn't go for the move. Very smart from the Hungarian driver, just sniffing the rear of no Hungarian, and so he tries to go for a move again. Now he gets a better traction than perhaps, and they go side by side. Oh, Trimmer got squeezed there a little bit.
An ambitious move by Trimmer Shave. Though it was very close to collisions. Both drivers behaving extremely well, I would say.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, it was a bit too close for comfort if I was in that car of Trimmer, but Trimmer gets a better traction than perhaps and goes for the move on him. I think that's going to be a move done for P4 for the Hungarian driver.
Around the outside into turn 1, perhaps may put a little bit of a fight going into turn 1. No, he had to bail out. It was quite dangerous. Coolest also might fancy a move on perhaps.
Oh, and he does.
And he makes the move.
He makes the move work.
Turn 3, I believe. And he is up to P5. Nice move from Coolest.
Yeah, very good move. Yeah. I mean, very good move, very opportunistic, but I mean, it was a clean move, so not much to say. That was well done from him. But I see though, I think he has a winglet, his right winglet from his front wing missing.
Coolest? Yeah, Cooler.
He does.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, Trimmer has a little bit of front wing missing on his left side of the car.
Oh yeah, he also does. So yeah, Trimmer and Coolest decided to just stick through it and basically just go on and see how, yeah, if they can pick up some places. But we have to look at trains now going side by side. Oh wait, I think he collided with perhaps. We didn't quite catch the right angle for that, but I think he collided with perhaps going for the move. So yeah, and he got some damage. I'm not sure if he got the damage from this collision specifically, but yeah, that is quite unfortunate for the Prema driver.
A lot of drivers starting before top 10, not before top 10, but before top 5 have front wing damage. A lot of fighting, as we can see also. Really interesting how that battle might play out between Alec Trains and perhaps hits the wall, slides, and leaves no room for Alec Trains to pick up the position, as now there is another fight unfolding on the track with Trimmershev and Bablo going at it.
Yeah, and we see Trimmershev got past Bablo pretty easily. with Pablo losing some traction right after, and he's already been gapped by 1 second, so it's not gonna favor him for any re-overtaking chances. But we see we have a bit of a train there heading into the chicane, and now heading into the tunnel. But I think Trent is going for the move there on perhaps, so really well
Holy
done
cow.
from him. Oh my god, and perhaps loses 2 positions in a row, so yeah, good job as well from Ricardo there to get the position on him. Oh, and perhaps goes for the move! Ooh, and he locks up and goes off track, taking Ricardo with him, but yeah, fortunately no collision there.
And he got a penalty also, perhaps, for cutting the track. I like Trains making a very, very ambitious move.
Yeah.
Into Portier, I believe. And yeah, but he managed to finish that move, and he's now gaining time on Pablo as Giulio DNFs and maybe crashes the car. Yeah, he crashed somewhere.
I think he might have done, yeah, he might have crashed there. So yeah, but that's not gonna deploy a safety car. So yeah, he probably tapped the wall in the inside there. Yeah, so that is race done for Giulio, unfortunately. So I don't think Speed Banan 5 is gonna be very, very interested in that news. Yeah, but yeah, we have to mention though, Phil and Nade. So Nade had a really great start. He didn't get involved in too much stuff. I don't think he got involved even in the initial crash or the initial pile-up. So really well done by the Costa Rican driver. And Phil had a great move to start off the race and also managed to capitalize on everything. And I think there's been a crash. Hold on.
There's a yellow flag.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of a pile-up there with involving Tim, Ricardo, and perhaps so. Yeah, with some front wing damage there for Tim. So I'd be interested to see what kind of
no.
What? Sorry.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if the clips to stream section shows us what happened there, because that seems to be a little bit, yeah, probably an over-ambitious move that went wrong.
Yeah, a lot of ambition we can see on our track. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to the race marshals who are doing their absolute best to pick up all the broken front wings and all the broken cars from the track. They're really doing a great job. Well, and I like Trains also gained a lot of time on Pablo. I like Trains will maybe go for the move on his teammates.
I think they will want to invert position here.
Yeah, it's not really Pablo. Yeah. He's not really great for now.
Yeah, as their TP, I'm happy if they can do it safely, and they did. So, yeah, very, very smart decision there. Although Pablo will lose a position there to Loris. So, yeah, let's see if Loris can defend from Pablo. I mean, I would expect him to be able to do so, but we never know. Maybe Pablo will go for a very ambitious move.
Yeah, possibly. That also Pablo has a penalty, so that might also, even if he overtakes Loris, which I think he's too far to do. I think he's too far to do that. But even if he did end up ahead of Loris somehow, he would have anyways finished behind him because he has a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, that is very true. That's very true. But of course, as his Train's teammate, he could have, I don't know, maybe defended Loris and allow Trains to escape the Dutch driver behind him. But yeah, a few mistakes there from Trains, which might be down to his damaged front wing. Those are not very common to see from him. So yeah, let's see if he can stay in front of Loris. But we have to go back to Blazer. Blazer trying to go past Pablo and is not gonna rush the move. So yeah, that's rare patience from Blazer, but yeah, he's gonna be able to make the move actually, because Pablo makes a mistake on exit.
Good move from Blazer there, picking up a position. Pablo making a mistake on the exit off turn 1 and not having little amounts of traction. And Blazer capitalized that perfectly and moved his Ike's car into P7, which is a good position considering he started far back.
Yeah. So yeah, but now it's gonna be a bit of a tougher task for him because he has a 4-second gap to Loris. and I think Loris has shown some good pace. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough task for him to catch back to Loris, but I mean, we never know. Maybe something might happen ahead. But yeah, already very large gaps at the front. So, oh yeah, and Blazer's not making it better for himself as he gets a 3-second time
Oh,
penalty.
that is
Yeah,
not good for Blazer.
yeah, not at all.
Uh, also, I'd like to point out that Trimachase has 14 seconds gap to Nadewell. That's enormous. That's basically almost, well, half of the track. And someone retired, perhaps retired.
Perhaps retired in the middle of the track, so I think he crashed. Oh, talking of
Yeah,
crash,
he
Bablo almost
crashed.
spun.
Oh, he crashed also very unfortunately. Bubble spun?
Yeah, he half spun into the last section, so yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of stuff happening at the same time. Someone DNFing, someone half spinning, almost crashing it into the wall. But yeah, I guess we have to get back to the action, and we have. I mean, we can look at Loris. Loris right now, yeah, still chasing trains. I mean, he's quite close to him, so you'd think he might be able to go for a move at the exit of the tunnel.
Possibly, maybe he'll be able to. Trains, I think Trains picked up even more front wing damage, so Loris has that advantage. Well, his front wing, as far as I can see, is all right. Will Loris go for it into the Nouvelle chicane? No, he does the smart thing. He waits. Also, perhaps crashed the Nouvelle chicane. He hit the inside wall, from what I saw in the first corner of that chicane.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Finnish driver as well. For perhaps, I mean, this really hasn't been a very good campaign for him, but yeah, maybe he's gonna have the opportunity to redeem himself next race, hopefully in a better racing condition than this one. But yeah, let's just get back to Loris. Loris struggling to get past trains, even though he has the opportunity. Sometimes he gets very close, but yeah, it's not been really easy to get the move done for the Dutch driver.
Yeah, Loris definitely has the pace advantage over I Like Trains. He definitely improved in the F2 cars since the last race. In the last race, I don't think there was a moment where Loris had better pace than him. I think he finished ahead of him, anyways. But the pace advantage was definitely on for I Like Trains. I Like Trains definitely had pace advantage over Loris. Now it's I'd say it's kind of reversed, but at the same time, I Like Trains has some front wing damage, so that might be not true. Well, anyways, let's see Loris attacking, maybe possibly into Nouvelle chicane.
I think
Will
he's a
he go
bit
for
too
the
far.
move? Yeah, he is good. He is a little bit far. He
Yeah.
does the smart thing. He tucks in behind. I Like Trains.
And he almost crashed there. He almost had the
Yeah.
same hand then, perhaps. So yeah, good reflexes from the Dutch driver, but this is. Yeah, let's hope it's not a bad sign for the next few laps. Maybe stars are already seeing a lot of wear. We never know.
Possibly. That could be the case, especially considering well, the tires generally in this game. Also, I Like Trains is being challenged by Loris, but he's catching at well a decent pace to Coolest. He is
Yeah.
now only 1.1 second behind him, even though he has front wing damage. So yeah, that's that could be a pretty interesting fight going into the final laps of the sprint race. I Like Trains well, broke that 1 second gap. Unfortunately for him, he will not get the DRS because there is a load of rain. So it's and as you know, DRS reduces the rear end grip of the car, makes the car go faster in the straight, but yeah, well, basically it makes the car slide all over the place if there's a corner. Loris still quite far behind I Like Trains going into the Nouvelle chicane again. He generally has better pace on the other parts of the track, but then he kind of loses it just before the Nouvelle chicane, which is quite unfortunate for him because that's really the best place to overtake on this track.
Yeah, that is very true. And I mean, yeah, I think for him, for Loris,
Oh,
Oh, 3-second time penalty, so that might shake things up, especially 4 laps, with 4 laps to go there, and he starts to lose his rear end a little bit more, so not a great sign, and yeah, trains will now expect Loris to maybe give up a little bit on that battle and let trains breathe, so this is very good for the British driver. He might still just try to follow Coolest through because of his damage and maybe go for the move in the last laps of the race.
You mean Lars, right?
No, trains.
Ah, alright. Well, that's true. I think that's what he hopes for. But Loris might be getting desperate also at the same time. He might go for an ambitious maneuver on I Like Trains, because he definitely knows that his pace is way better than the Trains' one, but he just cannot get past him because he's too far back, especially in Nouvelle Chicane, which must be frustrating for him because he definitely has he has way better pace than Trains.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, because, yeah, of course it's complicated to overtake here, but I think if he had better pace, he would be able to follow him closer than what he's doing. I mean, right now he's literally in his rear diffuser, but in other moments, in previous laps, he wasn't able to be really close and kept making mistakes, so, well, I'm not sure. I think that's something we're gonna be able to get an explanation for during the interview section of this broadcast, but yeah, I mean, right now, yeah, it's not looking good for Loris.
And not for Coolest. Coolest is maybe about to get overtaken by I Like Trains. I Like Trains very close, basically. I think that Coolest can smell the British driver's breath from behind, and I Like Trains goes for a dive, and Loris follows him, and he makes the move stick. And
but he gets
does make the
squeezed.
move stick. There's a lot
of contact there.
There definitely was some front wing damage involved in that collision. I'm not really sure who got the front wing damage, but there was definitely some bits flying around. Cool is still really close, really close to Loris. He might want to go for a move in Nouvelle. No, he decides not to. Interesting.
Yeah, so, I mean, Train's doing God's work there for Loris. I mean, Loris just had to follow him through, but even though that's not going to help him massively because of those 3 seconds, but maybe he's hopeful that both him and Trains can run away from Coolest and Blazer behind, which is working right now because Coolest is almost 2 seconds down from them, so maybe he picked up some damage, and we can see he's lagging a little bit on our POV, so yeah, I'd be interested to see if that is down to damage for Coolest.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, as you say, maybe he picked up more damage.
He did. Yeah. His right winglet is definitely broken. So yeah, this is definitely not helping him.
Yeah, could be a KO for Coolest there. He's already 2 seconds behind Loris. So right now, Loris has to gain 8 more tenths on him, and he will finish. He could finish fifth if he does that. Unfortunately, also another unfortunate thing for Coolest is the fact that Blazer is literally on his rear diffuser. So that's also unfortunate.
Yeah, but Blazer also with some damage, so it might be a little bit tough for him to get past. Especially on left-handers, as he will be lacking grip on his right-hand side of his car. But I mean, he gets close to him under braking, and yeah, he seems to be able to follow him through. But is it gonna be enough for him to get the move done? I'm not sure.
Well, we don't know what can happen in the race. Maybe Nadewell could retire, or maybe. Yeah. Maybe Pablo could win. That everything can happen in Monaco. Crazier stuff happen in Monaco, definitely.
Yeah, and talking about crazy stuff, sorry to interrupt you, but Loris has almost cleared the 3-second gap to Coolest, so yeah, this overtake of him following through with Trains is working it's working really wonderfully right now.
yeah, Loris already free of. Well, if the results stand as they are, Loris is gonna be fifth at the end of in the end standings of the sprint race. Blazer also trying to overtake Coolest. Uh, Unfortunate for Coolest there, he definitely is losing some time because of that battle. Uh, well, not really a lot happening on the track outside of that battle. There is also Tim Bleish, Ricardo, and Bablo. Freeway battle between them. They're going at it, and there was a little bit of collision also, from what I can see now. But aside of that, not really a lot. The gaps are widely spread throughout the field.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah, these guys have been going at it for quite a bit, Pablo, Ricardo, and Tim Bleish. So, but we'll have to go back to Loris. Loris really, really close, even touching Alex Shred's diffuser. So, yeah, is really maybe trying to get past him and maybe clear a 3-second gap. But I think there has been something behind, because I saw. Oh, and Pablo DNFs, retires, and he explodes his suspension against the wall. And that is unfortunate for the Prema driver, but this is how it ends for him. Yeah, really unfortunate for him, but we'll have to then go back to Tim, which, oh, I got to move then on Ricardo, but it's not meant to be right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, for Tim Bleish, he'll have to wait a little bit longer. Well, he doesn't have much time. But, oh, well, Tim Bleish has no front wing. I just noticed.
Yeah.
Not at all. Uh, Not really sure how he is keeping up with Ricardo, but yeah, very, very good job from Tim Bleish for making that car not go off the track with no front wing.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, but right now, if we have to sing praises, it's gonna be for Nade, who wins the sprint race here in Monaco. Absolutely stellar job from the Costa Rican driver. Really well managed from beginning to end. Maybe a slight bit of luck not getting involved in that pile up, but really well done from him. And Phil getting P2 as well. Absolutely stellar job, nothing to say. Yeah, really well managed, as well as Tramer getting a podium in the sprint race in Monaco. A driver that we know has very good defensive skills, but he almost didn't have to use them after the first half of the race, so great job for him as well. And Trade's getting P4, a good P4 as well. Maybe he probably pretended to do a little bit more, but yeah, that pile up definitely shake things up for all drivers. Laurie's getting a P5, followed by Coolest in P6, who probably also expected to get a bit of a better position in the end. But yeah, Blazer right behind him in P7, followed by Tim Bleish in P8, and Ricardo, Zoxon, and Kimi finishing the race. And the non-finishers are Pablo, perhaps, and Giulio. Yeah.
Congrats to the winner. Congrats, not a amazing drive. It may have been a boring race for him, but if boring means good points, I'm sure he's happy about that kind of boring race.
Yeah, I would think so as well. So yeah, I mean, congrats to all the podium finishers. Really well done. Of course, racing here in Monaco, all those conditions isn't easy for anyone. So yeah, well done.
Also, congrats to, as you said, congrats to Phil, and also Trimmershave, who definitely he definitely will be happy at the end of the race. He did have a messy race in Austria. He was not happy at all with his results. I could tell that by the interview I had with him last week. But he definitely will be happy after this race, because he scored his first podium, I think, in this championship.
It might as well have been. I'm not too sure the history of all of this, but yeah, and now they're getting as well a 29.2 as the fastest lap of the race. I don't think he gets he gets a point for that in the sprint race. I think it's only a thing in the feature race. But yeah, congrats to Nade for the win and Phil and Trimmer for the podium. And yeah, we're gonna run an ad right now, guys. Right before the feature race starts.
Hell yeah. See you.
For those who stay there and have exclusive content, yeah, I just want to comment on how exciting this race was. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more chaos, but I guess the pileup in itself already shaked things up quite a bit, especially regarding the front of the field and midfield, because yeah, of course, I think Phil profited from it, which was really good for him. But yeah, not everyone profited from it, so yeah, it definitely made things exciting. All right, so I will be gone for a little bit. Will leave you guys with Igzys just for a moment, and I'll be right back.
Well, hello guys. Aero's probably in the toilet right now, as he said. We're looking at a really interesting feature race. Let me remind you real quick of the top three for the feature race. I forgot the rest of the grid. But the first place is I Like Trains. Second place is gonna be Loris, and the third there will be Coolest starting third. Rest I forgot, but because I don't have a great memory, I apologize. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting feature race, and there is rain, so that will obviously make the race even more exciting. Maybe not for everyone, but definitely for the viewers and for the commentators. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be a fun feature race, and there is some big points for the win. I'm sure the drivers will give their best, their absolute best, to get the most amount of points possible. There is also not a lot of reserve drivers, so most of the people will be getting their points. And I think Arrow came back just now. Hello,
Yes. Hello. I am back now, and yeah, ready to look at this grid. So this grid will be formed by trains. Of course, this is the quali results and not the finishing results of the sprint race, in case you guys were wondering. So this is gonna be trains, followed by Loris, the Dutch driver, who has been yeah, he has had a bit of a difficult race, but yeah, maybe it's time for him to redeem himself here. Coolest and the Trimmer following them, with Phil, who finished second in the sprint race, maybe looking to repeat that performance, even though it's going to be a tough ask now, having Trimmer in front and Coolest, especially with Loris and Trades, who are very fast guys ahead as well. So yeah, let's hope he can replicate that with Zoxen in P6. By the way, we didn't talk about Zoxen getting P6, but really good quali from him. P6 is not at all
insane.
where we expect to see him, so yeah.
Last race he didn't even score points, and now he's P6. He definitely did a lot of practice before Monaco.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing to see. Great thing to see him up there. Well, then let's hope he has a great race. Let's hope everyone has a great race and
Yeah.
everyone has some fun.
Exactly.
Although that's not possible in Monaco.
It's a tough ask.
Yeah, it's very tough for a clean race here, but
yeah, I guess Zoxen now is followed by Lele. Sorry, I saw Lele in the chat who's commenting, and hello, by the way, Lele. Hope you're enjoying the stream. And we have Kimi in P7, followed by perhaps what a bad race. Nada in P9, the winner of the sprint race. So let's hope he can go towards the front progressively as the race goes on. Followed by Pablo, Giulio, Blazer, Tim Bleich, and Ricardo to finish it off. And no, Lele, he is not Italian, he is apparently British. And from Dutch origin. So...
I like trains.
no, Ricardo.
Right.
So I'll leave you to lead the start if you want, Igzys.
Also, everyone on the west, and there is 3 lights. I don't really see their lights, but there is 5 lights ahead of drivers right now, and they are moving. I like trains in first. Great start by him. Loris right behind him. Coolest with an amazing start going down the inside on Loris. Coolest overtaking Loris. Loris maybe picking up some damage because he hit the wall on the outside of turn 1. Well, he defended that position, but at what cost? There's a yellow flag in Sector 1.
Yep,
I
I'll
don't think
take
anyone
something involving
crashed.
Nade and Pablo.
Yeah, they're going at it. And I think Nade has some
Oh,
fronting damage. Yeah,
yeah,
Nade with some fronting damage. Right inside.
probably. Yeah, because I mean, he has been colliding a lot with Pablo right now in this first
Oh,
phase. And he goes deep.
ambitious!
Yeah.
What an ambitious dive bomb by Tim Blige, I believe that was. And yeah, very, very interesting start in the back there. Pablo losing 2 positions, Ricardo gaining 1, and Julio for now being the last driver. Going back to the front, we can see Trimashafe on gaining some time on coolest. He was 6 tenths back, now he's 5 tenths back. Apart from that, everyone is just very close. There's a lot of fighting possibly going on right now that it's hard to register because of so many things happening on the track. Zoxen overtaking, perhaps. Very good move from Mr. Zoxen.
Yeah, but he goes side by side there with Perhaps, and Perhaps manages to retake the position, so well done from him. Let's hope it's not going to be the same thing that we've seen in the sprint race, him just holding up everyone and being very slow to then allow others to just go past him. Let's hope he can actually put up a fight. So yeah, I think Zoxen is really close to him and is potentially going to be able to go for a move eventually at nearing the tunnel section. But yeah, we see even Tim really close to Kimi, so he might be trying to go for a move on him soon.
Precisely. Kimi is really close. Everyone is really close, to be fair, in the back of the field. Julio is very close. Everyone is close for now.
Yeah.
No driver has 4 tenths for more than 5 second gap to the driver ahead, but it's only the second lap, so things might change dramatically. We're approaching the Neuville chicane, at least Mr. Zoxen and Perhaps are, so we might see some trouble happening there.
Oh, and Tim going for the move on
Yeah.
on Kimi, and he gets
Yep.
the move done.
He did get the move.
No, it didn't. Okay, somehow I think Kimi got past again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was weird. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
that was weird. That was weird. Codemaster is obviously giving us the best camera angles they have.
Tim going again for the move on Kimi, and that was really ambitious, but they're still going side by side there. And yeah, and he gets the move done, but what a move there from Tim.
Ambitious, very ambitious move from Tim as they fight it out in Raskas.
Yeah, I mean, incredible move there from Tim. And yeah, it looks like both Kimi, Nade, and Blazer are not stopping because Nade goes for the move and collides with Kimi, which might be a penalty coming his way after a magnificent win in the sprint race. Yeah, that is a hard hit. That is a hard hit, and yeah, not what you like to see from the sprint race winner here.
Yeah, really tough race for Nade so far. Well, he's P9 and struggling. He only made up 1 position in the first 3 laps, and unfortunately for him, the first 3 laps were probably the best moment to make up the positions that he. Make up the positions to maybe even get the podium, but I think it's kind of over now for him. He'll have to make a really, really great comeback if he wants to maybe get a podium or something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for him, but yeah, what about we look at the front of the field and we make yeah, we have to basically explain what's going on at the front of the field because Trent is now leading. I would not say comfortably because Lawrence is trailing behind him with a 1 second gap more or less, which grows and shrinks as we go through the corridors. So and Julio
Yellow
retired
car.
again.
Yeah,
So
in the pits
is
this
yeah
time.
yeah so retarded in the pits as Igzys pointed out very accurately, and so Lawrence is following him. It looks to be a little bit slower than trains at this moment, which is probably going to be very pleasing to see for Coolest and Trimmer, who are trying to catch up to Loris. And we have to go back to Blazer. Blazer, who I think got moved on Nade. Nade suffering a little bit as he has front wing damage on the right side. So yeah, not a very good start of the race there for the Costa Rica driver.
Yeah, really, really not great. And he also lost that position to Blazer, as you said. Not really a great, great first few laps for him. Really unfortunate to see him struggle in the feature race. So far, there is a lot of things that could happen in this race. Possibly a safety car. And also, a thing that I was thinking about is what is the strategy for this race? Because I'm not really sure if the wet tires can hold up until the end of the race. So 21 laps. So will anyone make the gamble and basically not pit this race? Because you don't have to pit if you don't need to in rainy conditions. But will the tires make it?
We'll come back to that strategy talk when this Tim Bleish and Zoxen fight stops, because right now they're going side by side. They went side by side in turn 1, but they collide a little bit, which allows Blazer to get past with a bit of his front wing broken, and that allows Tim Bleish to find himself in P7, now in a position to chase perhaps. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Tim Bleish being released to overtake, perhaps really holding them up, and Tim Bleish went for a move, and he did get that move done almost. He is side by side now with perhaps. There's also Blazer entering that battle. That can be dangerous. Free wide into Nouvelle chicane.
Let's see how it goes. Oh, okay, a bit of moving on the braking there from Tim Bleish, but everything looks normal. Horrendous angle here given from Codemasters, so we'll switch cameras to the onboard, and we see Tim Bleish still trying to bait perhaps into defending. So yeah, he's doing a really great job of putting pressure on perhaps right now.
Perhaps regaining that place. Tim Bleish will have to
crashed.
Go again. Yeah, Pablo crashed. Whoa, what happened? Oh, he crashed in...
I think he might have clipped the inside of the next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. But we'll have to go back then to perhaps losing 2 positions on Tim Bleish and Blazer. Will he try to go back for the move? And he goes for it in turn 1, absolutely pushes. He just pushes him out of the way. Oh my god, that was
ambitious.
Kind of ugly.
Yeah. That was I'm not allowed to say that word, but it was really dangerous from perhaps I think, and I'm sure stewards will handle that incident appropriately after the race.
Yeah. I mean, as race director, I can tell you this is gonna be probably one of the incidents we're gonna be able to clear quite easily. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we can now look at Blazer, who's very close to Zoxen. I don't think he's gonna go for the move, as he's a bit too far away, and he takes the opportunity just to get a little bit closer to Mr. Zoxen. But yeah, perhaps doing his best to slow the field down. So yeah, trying to help out his teammate Loris, I guess, even though it's not helping him out too much unless he's planning to pit. Which brings us back to the strategy talk that it is introduced. And yeah, what I can tell you as team principal of Prema Racing Team is that I think the base strategy is going to be to not pit for all of those drivers, because you basically get to go to the end basically without pitting, and you get around 70 to 75% wear at the end of the session if everything goes well for you, which is dangerously close to puncture range. But I mean, yeah, it's most of the time better to keep track position and not pit than to pit and, I mean, just get stuck behind someone. So yeah, as we have Pablo in Twitch chat saying he lost his wing and canker. So yeah, great point from him.
Not really a great feature race for Bablo, but no, did he score points in the sprint race? I don't think
No,
so.
because he DNF'd.
Ah, yeah, okay, I forgot about that. My bad. Yeah, there's not a lot of things happening on the track right now. Pretty lonely so far, and my game just I don't really see the intervals right now. So yeah, I apologize. So
Yeah,
I
it's
was
fine.
wrong.
I'll keep an eye on it. And the eye I have right now is the one of someone really worried watching Blazer tap the walls to try and gain time on Zoxon, something which might get reported if it was deemed intentional. But yeah, he's dangerously close to Zoxon, and I think his goal is to not stay there for too long as he's pushing Zoxon through, continuously tapping him to try and get past him, and Zoxon loses traction and lets Blazer go as a result of that. So that's gonna profit the American driver now, looking to get past, perhaps he's gonna get past him, XD. But yeah, he's just following him through, getting his slipstream maybe to get a dive bomb done here, and he goes past, but again taps him continuously, and that's how he gets past, I mean, 2 drivers in a row, just tapping them. So yeah, suboptimal here from the American driver.
Yeah, really not a safe move, safe option for Blazer. Fortunately for him, there was no massive collision.
Wait, perhaps just went straight into the barrier. Okay.
Oh, well, that's
Well,
certainly
suboptimal.
not not an optimal line for perhaps there. Uh, he's losing some positions right now. He is down to P9. Not really a great first 8 laps for him. He definitely will be getting some tickets about him, and he definitely will send some tickets to complain again, on the other drivers. Yeah, a lot of action happening here on the track. We cannot register everything because there is so much happening. But yeah, definitely there will be a lot of tickets concerning the events on the track, and I'm sure the stewards camp is mobilized for this week's stewarding.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there is something to be said though, is that penalties are looking pretty okay so far, with only Tim Bleich and Kimi getting 3-second penalties. I mean, those 2 drivers are usual suspects. Not to be disrespectful to them, but of course they're drivers who are used to accumulating quite a few time penalties on track. So not too unusual from them, but it's also something that won't cost too much to Tim Bleich as it stands, because he has quite a gap from the car in front, was his teammate Phil Malone. And yeah, for Kimi it could be quite hurtful, because I mean, he's right now in P10, and near the end of the race he could be fighting for points. So yeah, he just has to hope the people around them also get 3-second penalties.
Yeah, Kimi really trying his best right there, of the penalty not helping him, but the penalty doesn't necessarily show that he's a bad driver. He's just trying to use all of the track, which is which is very understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it's really understandable, and I mean, it's, if you're trying to maximize everything, it's yeah, it's of course very easy to get time penalties and extend the track. And sorry, but I see a few questions in chat which I'll have to reply to. So Pablo is asking if safety cars are turned off. Not to my knowledge, they're not supposed to be turned off. I think the sensitivity of safety cars getting released in Monaco is quite low. So yeah, that might be why you have that impression. And Leland is asking if who won sprint, and as we referred, Nade has been the one who has won sprint, followed by Phil Malone in P2 and Trimmershave getting a podium. So there you have it, which looks pretty different to this, yeah, to how this grid looks right now, because we have Trades leading, which I wanted to come back to as well. Trades leading, but followed closely by Loris. So Trades has been putting on fastest laps, and so Loris, if he keeps the gap the same or barely loses, that means his pace is also really, really good. So yeah, Trades and Loris following each other pretty closely, and coolest basically in no man's land. In no man's land, followed by Trimmershave, like not really followed, but he's 2.7 seconds behind, with Phil Malone 2.4 seconds behind. So not much happening in the front of the field. We'll come back to it if Loris gets a little bit closer to Trains. But yeah, right now not much to worry about. So we can take a look at Ricardo right now.
Sorry about that. I had an issue there. Ricardo is at the moment 11th. He's trying to chase Kimi down. Kimi obviously with the penalty, so that's not really a great thing for him. But yeah, let's see. Ricardo didn't have a great race. I think he retired, right, in the sprint.
I believe so. Yeah, I remember seeing a grey car retire, so it was probably him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but something we have to talk about is the strategy, because as you referred, you asked if people were gonna stop or not, and there is one person who has stopped because he had damage, which he got at the start of the race, and it's Nade. Nade, the sprint race winner, right now in P12. But he's getting a lot of time. He was getting a lot of time, but on the back markers were quite slow, so those are Ricardo and Kimi. So I don't think it's worth for him, but of course he lost a bit of time and a lot of positions with those incidents in the start of the race. So yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna be worth it, because you'll see that it's not really easy to get moves done, even though there's quite a big pace delta between Nade and those back markers. So yeah, he's basically the test subject for the alternate strategy, which is to pit.
Exactly. Well, let's see what. Let's keep an eye on him to see if he pits or not. So on the other hand, I have to point something else out, which is I think important concerning the battle for the win. As of about 40 seconds ago, I like Trains has 2 warnings and Loris has 1. So I like Trains is only 1 warning away of getting a 3-second penalty, which definitely will affect his race, which definitely could affect his race if he gets another warning. Meanwhile, Loris has a bit of a cushion there. He can get 1 more warning without getting a penalty. As we see Ricardo going at it with Kimi, also overtaking Kimi and moving into points bank positions. Nice one.
Yeah, I mean, that is quite the battle that we're gonna see probably at the end of the race, because right now Loris just signed the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, dropping a bit further back from Trades dirty air has probably helped him quite a bit, getting that free air and allowing himself to get a little bit more grip. So yeah, maybe that's part of his strategy, to be a bit further back from Trades' dirty air. But that's something we're gonna see, and I think Sol, who's the team principal from Loris, might have given him that information to try and purposefully slow down a little bit, get those tire temps down, and yeah, to give his driver a second shot of getting close to Trades again, which is pretty smart if that was the case.
Exactly. Well, that's a fairly smart strategy concerning, especially in this game. Tire temps really do a lot, from what I could tell from my experience. But Loris just got down the gap to 9 tenths. Maybe I like Trains made a mistake or something like that. He definitely is picking up some pace, Loris, right now. Uh, he went from 1.1 to 6 tenths, 7 tenths. Sorry, my delta is my interval is a bit laggy. It's really moving and at an insane speed. Anyways, Loris is definitely gaining time on I like trains, and we might see a great battle happening soon. And also, he got a purple first sector, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that shows he has a lot of pace, but yeah, I think Sol was confirming that he didn't instruct his driver to do that. So yeah, I mean that's just the natural motion of this battle, I guess. So Loris maybe doing some mistakes at times, which are costing him a little bit of time. But yeah, as you said, I think this is all gonna be played out on track limits. So trains will be, yeah, it will have to be very careful to not extend the track more than he has to, because if he gets those 3 seconds, it's pretty much done for Loris. But yeah, we also know Loris's capacity to bottle a good result at times, which has historically been a thing for him. But yeah, so has it been the same for trades. So of course it's gonna be basically who manages to keep its composure more in check between both of those drivers. And yeah, I think the win will pretty much be played out on that term.
Uh, exactly. It's a really difficult track to navigate, and yeah, composure, as Aero said, will be the key to winning this race. Also, perhaps is getting blue flags, so he'll be the first car to be lapped. Maybe he'll block. Perhaps I like trains a little bit
It
on
looks
purpose
like he
to.
is. It looks like he
Yeah.
is blocking I like trade. So
Oh,
very bad thing here from perhaps, because that allowed Loris to
that
get
is.
closer, and I think Loris will be very happy about this, because now he can get yeah, he's pretty much sniffing the rear end of trades, and he's getting a lot of time at the braking. So let's see if that allows him to actually get a move down here.
He gained a ridiculous amount of time on I like trains from that incident. Well, let's hope I like trains did it. Um, you know, on his own wish. Let's hope that Loris wasn't involved in that. I don't think he was involved in that. I don't know if they are talking together, but yeah, definitely not a very nice move from perhaps there. I'm not really sure if it was on purpose.
It
Uh,
probably wasn't.
that collision.
I
Yeah,
would wager it
probably
wasn't.
wasn't.
Yeah, but yeah, Bablo is definitely right. He definitely could have moved. We have a
Yeah,
lot of movement in the chat regarding that, but no, for sure. Perhaps could have definitely left some space in the turn right after the chicane. He could have stayed on the outside and left both go without interfering in the race. That was a bit of a shame there from perhaps, but yeah, I mean, I think only the end result will be able to tell us if that was something that actually played out in Loris's favor or not. Block
uh,
bait.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, perhaps didn't do that on purpose. I wouldn't. I don't think uh, they did that on purpose. I think not. It's not the case, as Hero said. But yeah, let's. Um, anyways, even if it wasn't on purpose, I think perhaps might get penalized for that, right?
Well, it depends, because of course is a reserve. Is a
Ah,
reserve, basically uh, reserving for Loris, sorry, for MP. So is basically for this race is Loris's teammate. So, of course, being a reserve, you cannot interfere. I mean, you can interfere and try to give an advantage to your teammate, but not when you're a lap down and you're getting blue flagged. So, of course, that is a different situation, which might be reported from other drivers and looked into from the stewards. So yeah, but there is something for after the race. I think as of now, we can pretty much confirm that the pitting wasn't the right option for Nade and for any driver. So Nade, I think, was a little bit forced to do it due to his
Yeah,
damage. So yeah, unfortunately, the test subject proved that it wasn't really possible, and I think there is an orange car that has spun out. I'm not too sure who it was.
MP perhaps spun, I think.
Oh, perhaps. Well,
Yeah, not really a great race for him.
yeah. He's yeah, not even helping himself. He tried slowing down people at the front, but it really didn't work well for him. And yeah, he found himself in last place. So a race to forget, I guess, for the Finnish driver. So not a very epic race for him. And yeah,
Yeah.
maybe hopefully next race he can, yeah, do a bit better as a reserve and yeah, get a better result.
Yeah, hopefully he improves on his mistakes. As I say, mistakes make a human stronger. We'll see if that will be the case with perhaps. Uh, Anyways, in the front, the gaps are the gap between I Like Trains and Loris have extended a little bit. I Like Trains is maybe escaping Loris a bit, as perhaps Reyes just got worse and he retired.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and
Loris
Loris
won.
crashed
Loris
out.
is out.
Loris crashed out, and oh
He
my
bottled it.
god, and he bottled it in the absolute worst spot and the worst timing that he could have gotten because he was still close to Trent. So yeah, he even loses
And
the place to Trimmershave. So Coolest and Trimmershave will be extremely happy and delighted by this.
What a mistake from Loris. He had P2 in the back. He even had a chance for P1, I would say. But now it's all over. It's all over. There's no I don't see a scenario where he gets to win the race. He may be able to overtake Trimashave, maybe even Coolest, but for now but that's a big shame for Loris. Big shame. Very unfortunate incident. His race turned upside down in the matter of seconds, basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, as we said, I mean, we were talking about that a few laps earlier, so we were saying that the win was basically gonna be played out on who keeps its composure basically and who doesn't bottle it, and it looks like Loris was also quite prone to that. Despite showing very good pace, he just lost it on the exit, and yeah, that was basically race, or not the race done because he's still going, right? But yeah, the win is not in contention for the win anymore, and probably not even for a podium at this point because yeah, because of his damage, he's just gonna get got by Trimmer and Coolest. So yeah, Coolest again. Yeah, we have to mention Coolest. He was having a very stale race, very boring race, but he's finding himself in P2 right now, just based on yeah keeping it on track and yeah, basically just doing his own thing, not getting involved into battles because he was too far away from Traber and too far away from the leading duo in Trades and Loris. So yeah, he finds himself getting a P2 right now.
Very consistent pace for Coolest. Very great, great, great performance by him in this race. There is still 3 laps to go, so things might change. Hopefully for him, not for the worse. Um, and yeah, very quiet race for him, as you said, but quiet is good in this case.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. I mean, both him and Trimoshev are known to be drivers who are quite, how can I say, consistent, but of course they base their driving around their track positioning and not on flashy overtakes or basically they just take what's at their disposal and they try to be as consistent as they can while having good pace. And I mean, it's paying out for both Coolest and Trimmer at this moment.
Yeah, it's very good for both drivers. I think podium for them is definitely is definitely a good thing, especially for Trimmershafe, who, as I said, didn't really have last few races. Was involved in a lot of incidents. Not really Not really the incidents he caused, but anyways, he might be able to redeem himself in this race if he finishes this beautiful Monaco Grand Prix.
Possibly, but now the battle we have to take a look at is definitely not Ricardo and Kimi, but it's gonna be Phil to see if he can catch up to Loris, because as the chat has mentioned, their battle has been going on. I mean, it's not really a battle at this point, but everything is gonna be played out on the Delta, because as you can see, Phil is catching up a lot to Loris right now, because Loris has damage and Phil already managed to gain around half a second in only one sector, and so he's already 7/10 down to Loris, and he's gonna do the best he can to actually catch up to Loris and yeah, get the move done to secure a P4. So let's see if the Dutch driver will be able to defend from the German driver into this last lap.
Yeah, exactly. It's the last lap, so Phil has literally no time to waste. He has to get the move done really quickly if he wants to get that sweet P4, and he might be able to get this move done right now. No, Loris blocks the outside line. Very smart move by him. There is also another overtaking opportunity in the Nouvelle chicane. Phil might want to go for it there, especially considering the fact that Loris is not really. Loris has not great exits coming into Nouvelle, so
yeah, but
he struggles there a bit. But I don't think he's close enough, Phil. So
no,
that's a shame.
He's definitely not close enough, and I mean right now he is, and he might get the move done. Let's see. Oh no, it's gonna be a bit too far, so he's not gonna get the move done. Oh my god, but Trace is about to cross the line and he's gonna win, but we have to look at this battle because this is really close, and we hope to see this battle finish with both cars in one piece. But Phil goes for the move and crashes, and he crashes. He's not able to get the move done on Loris, and Loris will be able to still secure a P4. And yeah, we weren't really able to see much more from the front of the grid, but Trent obviously wins. Yeah, incredible drive from him. He was able to keep his cool with pressure from Loris, and Loris in the end spinning out. And yeah, coolest finishing P2. Really stale race for him. Not much to say. I think if there was anything specific to point out, he's gonna be able to tell us in the interview. Then followed by Trebuchet, who gets a podium, another podium. Very discreet drive, very very stale race for him as well. But yeah, double podium for him in Monaco under those conditions. He's gonna be delighted with this. And then Loris, I would love to hear this term said about me, but he kind of fumbled the win here, and he sees himself finishing in P4 after spinning and getting damage in lap 18, if I remember correctly, and not quite losing the P4 to Phil. Phil who gets a very normal P5 expected. Very well done from him. And Tim sees himself in P6, so very valuable points for him. He looked fast. I knew he was gonna look fast on this track, and he gets a result to reflect his work for this race preparation. And he's followed by Blazer, who gets a P7, respectable finish, but probably not what he is capable to do. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a better look at the finishing positions, but yeah, impressive race in the final laps of this race.
Yeah, very interesting things have happened. Not necessarily great for some drivers, but on the other hand, for some drivers, I think absolutely loved the last few laps. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that with the drivers during the interviews.
Yeah.
Let's now get a podium.
Yeah, Ronaldo podium celebration with Trains getting that sweet victory that he deserved, and yeah, managing to achieve what he has looked to do in the sprint, but wasn't really able to do. And yeah, followed by Trebuchet, as we said, the Hungarian driver, getting a very comfortable P2. Let me just switch here. Oh, wait. Sorry. Yeah, Coolest got a P2. And then Trimmer got the P3, the last step of the podium. So very, very good drive from both of those drivers. Yeah, Loris getting P4, followed by Phil, P5. Tim Bleish getting the fastest lap of the race as well, as to be mentioned. So he gets an additional point. Yeah, so very good result for the Swiss driver, followed by Laser, Zoxon, Nade. Bad result for Nade. We expected better after his win in the sprint race, followed by Ricardo. Kimi, perhaps, was the first of the non-finishers, perhaps, and then followed by Pablo and Giulio in P14. And yeah, that pretty much closes out our grid for the feature race.
Oof, that was a very interesting race. Yeah, and also I wanted to point out that I believe Kimi pitted for soft at the end. Interesting strategy choice there.
Yeah.
I don't think it worked out really well for him at the end. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Just a
think
fun
so
fact.
either. But yeah, right now we're gonna head into an intermission, and we're gonna get the interviews going after this little break. We're also gonna have the driver of the day poll posted in Twitch chat, and for the drivers taking part in the race, we're also gonna have it in the league chat in the Discord server. Which you can join following the link somewhere. We have a link somewhere. You guys will be able to find it.
It's under the stream, I think. It's scroll down and you'll find it.
Yeah.
I think
it's around there. You guys will find it. If not, just just ask for a link and we'll send you one. But in the meantime, we're gonna go into a small break and we're gonna be back soon. So see you guys soon.
All right. See you.
Hello, and we are back now for the driver interviews after a very hectic race. So, yeah, I expect some of the drivers to have quite a bit to tell us, and some of them to have very little to tell us. And one of them is gonna be Coolest that we're gonna get in the commentators booth right now, as Trent doesn't seem to want an interview, so we're gonna get Coolest in. All right, hello, Coolest.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
So, your race was really stale. Really boring. At least it seemed like it from our point of view. And you still finished in P2, so you got a very, very good result in the end. I actually don't remember exactly what result you got in the sprint race, but I think you still got a decent finishing position. But yeah, just run us through how your race went from your point of view.
Yeah, well, I mean, first things first, the P2 merchant strikes again. We are back in business, so that's always good to see. Yeah, the sprint race wasn't the best of starts. I mean, literally as well as figuratively, I didn't get a very good start, but thankfully there was a little bit of a traffic jam going into Massenet, so I managed to get some places back up the inside. But then I kind of forgot to use my eyes when we were leaving the chicane, which was a pretty bad time to not use your eyes, given that there was a car stopped in the middle of the track. So I didn't see that. And then I just drove into the back of Zuxen, which I probably could have avoided in hindsight. So yeah, that was red front wing damage lap one. Not ideal. Had no pace from then on. So yeah, I was just trying to survive, but the damage was quite a lot. So eventually, Trains and Lrc both caught and passed me, which was a bit sketchy to be honest. But
Yeah.
it is Monaco, so given that, it was all fair. And then yeah, I was able to hold him from Blazer at least. He was, throwing some terrorist shapes in my mirrors, but thankfully he didn't actually kill me, which was nice. So yeah, it was P6 in the sprint race, which was it was not great, but it's only 2 points lost to Trains, which isn't too bad. And I should have been losing a lot more points than I do today, but obviously he had the disconnect before the first qualifying session even began, so he was basically screwed from the start, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's very unlucky for him, but it does mean I can have one less. I had one less driver to worry about in the race, which was that was always nice. So yeah, I mean, once the actual race started, I was like, as you saw, I tried to pass Loris for second, but I didn't know if it was ever gonna come off. I kind of needed a better start than I got, so we got close. There was a bit of contact, but yeah, he got a good X out of turn one, so I just it wasn't worth continuing to fight after that, since I knew he was gonna be quicker than me. So yeah, then after that, you're right to say it's a very stale race from there on out. Just turning laps, trying not to crash. I managed to go the entire both races with no warnings, which is good. But yeah, it was literally just driving around and then hoping that the guys ahead of me would hit each other at some point and start fighting. And I never actually did that, but thankfully Loris was kind enough to give me a P2 anyway. He saw me in P3. He felt bad. Got to keep the streak going. So yeah, did a cheeky spin there, and that's again just trying to keep it clean from my side, and then hoping somebody else messed up, and thankfully they did. So yeah, P2, it's a decent result.
Yeah, I would classify that as the average coolest race, where
Yes.
not much happens, but you still get a good position with. So it's good, and it's also a testament to something I wanted to ask, which is, of course, you're known for your consistent race pace, but is that something you go into the practice for a specific race, thinking about that? Are you giving priority to that specifically in your practice, or is it something that just ends up happening due to the way you drive?
It's probably a bit of both, but I do. Those who have known me for a while know that I am not a fan of time trial particularly. I will go in. I will do a few. Generally, what happens is I open time trial, I load fill setup, I do one lap, and then I can't beat that time again. So yeah, I don't mess with time trial too much usually. I think Austria is like the only real exception to that, but. Yeah, my focus is always on race pace, especially with the conditions that we had today. So yeah, thankfully it wasn't too bad. It was very hard to get a read on where I was going to be, but I thought it would be at least okay. And with a bit of luck, I could maybe get a podium. And yeah, thankfully that was the case.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, that clears things up, and I think that was, of course, a P6 in the sprint wasn't the best, but of course, less points are at stake there, and so it's not going to compromise your championship as much as it could have if that was the future result. So, and of course, you get away with a P2 in the sprint, in the future race. Sorry. So yeah, overall, I think still a good weekend for you. I'm not too sure how that's going to reflect in the standings yet, but yeah, that's something that we're gonna get to know yeah, before the next race takes place. So yeah, overall, I wanted to congratulate you for the P2 in the future, and
Thank you.
still a good weekend overall.
Thank you.
In the meantime, do you have any question to ask, Igzys?
Yeah, I do have a question to ask. Well, first of all, congrats on the win. On the second place. Sorry.
I know you.
As you said, second place strikes again. I think it was a great race. I think for you, especially the feature race, you did what you could. But the question I wanted to ask is the championship fight, because from what I quickly counted, I think you might have lost the lead to in the champion in driver standings. I think it's by like 3 points or something like that. But do you think that coming to the next race, Zandvoort, Monza, next races, Zandvoort, Monza, and Abu Dhabi, do you think you have a chance to maybe get that get the first place back and maybe fight for the championship win?
I think at this point I do have to admit that there's definitely a chance, but I'm still going into every weekend, like one by one effectively, and I go into every weekend knowing, Trains is going to be the quickest guy here most likely. There'll be a couple guys near to him, and then I'll be, there or thereabouts in behind. So I'm just taking it one by one. We'll see what happens. I'll do my usual thing, just try to be consistent, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. There's some tracks that I like. Monza, I think, especially will be a pretty interesting one for the racing with all the DRS and everything going on there with the chicanes, and that should be quite fun. So I think once we get through Monza, I mean, obviously since that's the penultimate race, but yeah, it's going to be hard for me to predict anything until after Monza, to be honest, because it can be a very chaotic one. So it's possible that either me or Trains or potentially somebody else, if somebody goes on a good run, is still able to be in the fight or losing points or whatever. So I think I'm there, but I'm not gonna trouble myself thinking about it too much at the moment, because Trains is, like I say, he's certainly on raw pace. He is still a favorite.
I see. Very, very, very good. Personally, I think it's a good approach. And well, that's all I had to ask. And congrats again on the second place.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for being in the commentators booth with us, Coolest, and yeah, we wish you good luck for the next race.
Thank you. I'll see you then.
All right. See you.
See you next race.
All right. Perfect. So, then we have, what do we have? We don't have Trades, we don't have Lade, so we could get eventually Trimmer in, but I see he's streaming, so we're gonna get Loris in first, so we can get his yeah, as he spent most of the race in P2 as well, so I think that's fair to get him in. So yeah, I will drag him in, and I'll let you lead the way then, Igzys.
Oh, hello,
Papa just left the server, bro.
Who?
He said that if I get called French one more time, I'll leave you the server. He's gone.
That is interesting. Anyways, welcome, Loris, to the commentator basement. Good to see you here with us. First of all, how are you doing after the race? I'm sure you must be not satisfied with the end result, but yeah, does.
Unless the end result's gonna be lap 17, then I'm happy.
Oh,
But yeah, the spin really didn't, yeah, help me.
yeah, it was really unlucky incident. But the pace was there. The pace was there. You definitely had a good pace. A bit of an improvement from the last 2 races that I watched. Did you practice more, or was it just a track or just an incident?
Yeah, I practiced a bit more, so I felt like better at pace. But last week I had bad pace because I also had throttle issues. It didn't go more than like 95%, so that was quite annoying. But
Oh,
yeah, this week the pace was very good. I think I was able to keep up with trains quite well, so that's good, I guess.
and the quali also very very close, 25 thousandths. Did you make a mistake there that could have maybe tipped the scale into your favor, or did you do your best, or was the lap perfect? Do you think there was any scenario where you could have gotten a pole position?
Yeah, the hairpin I lost like 2 tenths. I missed the apex completely, so
Oh,
that's probably it. So yeah.
it happens. It happens. Well, it's a shame that could have maybe changed the outcome of the race. But stuff like that can happen. Also, what happened at the end there with Phil? Do you think it was your fault, or do you think it was Phil's fault?
It was
The
his fault.
incident in the last race.
Saw his POV. He went for something that wasn't possible at all. It was like front wing to rear wing, basically. But yeah, it wouldn't have changed the outcome anyways because he couldn't have overtaken me over there.
I see. Well, it's if it was definitely an interesting race for you, and yeah, I don't think I have any more questions. Do you have any questions to ask, Aaron?
I mean, not really. Apart from of course, I wanted to ask what went into the mistake you've done to spin out in lap 18. Was it just down to pressure? What? Okay. Was it just down to pressure? Was it down to a sudden loss of grip that you weren't prepared for? What was it down to?
I just pressed the throttle too early. That's basically it.
Okay, so a skill issue, we'll call it.
Yeah, something I do quite a lot.
Yeah, well, as we were saying on stream, it was basically gonna be down basically a composure battle between both you and Trains because you're both unfortunately known to be usually in great positions to have good results, but then something happens, lack of composure, either a time penalty or a spin or a mistake, and yeah, unfortunately we're on the wrong side of it today. So yeah, we expect to see you back with the same pace and hopefully with a chance to have a great result next race.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it then. I don't have anything else to add, and yeah, that's it. I'll let you take the reins then, Igzys.
Well, I don't have anything to ask as well. So, I think see you next week. If you're racing, are you racing?
Yeah, that's my plan.
All right. Well then, see you next week in your home track, because it's Zandvoort, I think. Am I right?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, it's Zandvoort. All right.
Okay.
Maybe it's gonna be the home field advantage.
Well, I hope so, but I have no idea, to be honest, what to expect.
All right. Well, see you in the next race, man, and good night.
Good.
Okay, it was just good for him. So okay, so with that done, then we're gonna get Trimmer Shev in, and we're gonna have a few questions for him. mainly about his double podium. So, yeah. All right. Hello, Tribbershave.
Hello.
How you doing, man? How happy are you?
I'm doing. I'm
He's
doing. Yeah.
He's doing. Yeah, he's very doing. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna get started then with the actual questions. So, very good result today for you. Double podium, both in the sprint and the feature race. If there are no penalties coming your way, which I don't think there will be.
No, there won't be.
Yep. So,
I've been a good boy.
yeah, you've been, yeah. So yeah, I mean, you proved again to show very good consistency, good pace, not enough to challenge the top dogs yet, but very good, very well done. And of course, we were expecting you to be able to defend as you usually do, and it worked very well today in Monaco. And yeah, that was just the perfect recipe for you to get a double podium. So yeah, how did it go from your perspective?
Well, not much really happened. I lost 2 positions at the. No, so I gained 1 position in the sprint race first off the start, but then someone braked in front of me, there perhaps or Zoxen, and I had to back off, lost 2 positions. So I was right at the center of the later crash with Kimi. I got some damage from that. So I was basically stuck. I guess the guys behind me had more damage than me. The guys in front had no damage. And it was pretty much over. So I was just chilling in P3 and that was about it. Then the feature race was also pretty boring. Nothing happened until Loris spun again. So that was pretty much it. There's not much happened.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's basically what Kula said, that Loris was very, very positive today. He was very giving today and willing to give up his P2 to gift it to you guys. So I think you guys owe him something today. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, as we said, from our point of view, very boring race for both you and Coolest, and you guys get a P2 and P3 respectively. So yeah, not much to point out from your side, and not much to point out from our side, at least for me. I don't know if Igzys has anything else to ask. And I think that is
great.
no. Yeah, I think that is a no from his side, so he might be gone for a bit. So
I'm sorry, I muted myself. I forgot.
Okay.
I don't have anything to ask, but I want to congratulate you on double podium, and I think it's a great. It's a redemption for the last couple of races, I think, which were quite messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, that said, then, do you have anything you want to comment on, Tribbershave?
I don't know. Horse Blinko.
That is
go-
that's a great point.
Yeah.
Phenomenal one.
All right.
Are you winning?
I'm sentencing someone to Horse Blinko.
All right.
Pablo.
Is it okay,
I
Pablo? Well, it's gonna be hard now that he has left the server, but yeah, hopefully.
No, he's back.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's what I said.
Well, I guess another dose of French for the rest of the off-season. But yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I guess that's gonna be it then from our
And
side.
no driver of the day again. I will kill myself.
I mean, listen, a double podium is very good. That has to be said. But Tim is still the GOAT.
Yeah, I'm not Tim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you all. Fuck you all.
I mean, yeah, biased.
Interesting.
He couldn't handle the bias of this thing. But yeah, no. But yeah, we have to say very good double podium for Tribbershave, and yeah, representing Hungary very well. So we're gonna move on then to the next interview, which
Phil.
yeah, you can drag Phil in, or I will do for you, and yeah, you can lead the way then and ask Phil.
Hello.
Well, good evening, there, good sir. I can hear myself, but I don't think that will be a problem.
Fucking hell, this fucking bitch has mic, I swear to God.
I think that was a great race for you. Double points, I believe. Am I right? I think it was P5 and P5. Yeah.
No, P2 and P5.
Oh, I apologize. I made a massive mistake. Well, congrats on P2. Tell us about your race. Tell us how you managed to avoid all the trouble and get a podium in the sprint race.
To be honest, I don't know how I managed to avoid everything that happened in lap one. I have sent in the entire lap as a clip that you can watch it, and you can all make your own opinion now if it was criminal luck or skill. What happened first is like I had a really lucky start where Zoxon was too careful going into the casino corner, and I could overtake both Trimmer and Mr. Zoxon, gaining 2 positions on the inside. Then perhaps fucked himself into the barrier, and then Kimmy fucked himself into the barrier after the chicane, the Howard chicane, and then Pablo didn't fuck himself into the barrier, but he lost traction on the out of the last turn, and I could overtake him into Saint Devot. So that was how I got P2 in the sprint.
Yeah, it was a great race. Consistency, I think, working for you fairly well. And a podium for you. Also, I think it was double points in sprint as well. I'm not. No, it wasn't. Apologize.
The sprint was the P2, and I did P5 in the feature.
Yes. All right. Let's move on to the feature race now, which was equally as good, I think, for you. Very consistent race. You were in the no man's land for most of the time, so not really a lot of things happening. I just want to ask you about the start and the last few corners. Tell us first about the start. Was there any trouble entering the Saint Devot?
The start was more clean than the one in the sprint race, I would have to say, because I had a bit of snap in the sprint. This was way cleaner. I could have maybe been more aggressive to maybe get past Trimmer, but I didn't want to compromise anyone or myself going into the casino square, so I set it in for the position I was, and maybe I thought Trimmer would maybe make a mistake, or one of the guys in front would maybe make a mistake, which didn't happen until the very last laps, unfortunately. But I tried. And as I said, consistency was my key. I wanted to finish this race, and that's what I did. And I finished both in the points, which is even more surprising.
Yeah, you finished it in style. And also tell us about that incident just before the Anthony Hughes, I think, corner. Tell us about it. What do you think happened in that during that incident? Loris said that he thinks that it's more your fault, but tell us your perspective on that incident.
Yeah, I would agree that it was more of my fault. He kind of closed the door too much, but what the main mistake from my side was, I just locked my brakes. I braked too hard, and I locked them, which made me go a bit into a side pot. But no bad blood. It was definitely more on me. Even my reaction at the moment where it happened, I thought it was more on me. But after reflecting a bit, I mean, you would have tried as well to go past Loris, because he was way slower than me in the last few laps with his front wing damage, and I didn't want to leave it untried, and I tried it, and I failed. So, like I said, I apologize to him, and I hope there is no bad blood between us.
It's understandable. I mean, you tried. Everyone would try, I think, in the situation you were in. Uh, I don't have any more questions. What about you, Aero? Do you want to ask Mr. Phil Malone something?
No, I just wanted to first congratulate you for the P2 finish in the sprint, which was really good to see. And of course, I think it was a P5 finish at the end for the feature. So great result as well. I mean, I was slightly aware of the the issues you were facing in the preparation for this race. So yeah, I think it's good to see you have a decent result, and I'm not too sure honestly where that puts you standings wise, because you were P5, so I think you might still gain a few points, but I think Trevor goes past you in terms of points. So yeah, that might see you back into P6, I believe, but yeah, everything will still be confirmed in the before the next race.
Okay.
Of course it happens. And if he has a better drive trimmer, then of course he should deserve the position which he just had today. He had more pace than me, and of course then he should get a better place than me. That's pretty easy in my opinion. And like why he's in front of me is only because I missed the first round.
I mean, yeah, he's had also. He's had a very good performance today. So I think, yeah, seeing some sportsmanship is always good. And yeah, I think it was deserved from him, and still a good result from you today. I don't think much more. I don't think you could have done much more, according to the circumstances. And yeah,
No, I found a solution how I finally get grip in this game or on this track. I found a solution with Tim like 1 hour before the race, how I could get better pace.
which is
Oh, that's
Minimum tire pressures.
sorry. Minimum what?
Minimum tire pressures.
Oh, interesting.
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna refrain from commenting on that, but yeah, I mean, if
It helped me. It helped me massive today.
I'm glad it did, and I hope your tires didn't reach boiling temperatures.
No, they didn't. It
That
worked
is really
great.
good. Listen, that's if that worked for you, I'm really glad it did. I'll never suggest anyone that is for sure.
I wouldn't have. I never thought about it as well. But Tim said, "I do my qualifying laps always on medium tire, on lowest tire pressure." I said, "The fuck you do?" And then like said, "Let me try this shit." And like, fuck, this is good.
It worked.
I can go on the throttle.
Yes, but yeah,
Sorry,
also what to say. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
So
No.
Astaghfirullah. So what I wanted
Sorry.
to say is that the move you did, we caught on stream, and it was really beautiful to see. Honestly, the double overtake.
Oh yeah.
It was really beautiful. Wanted to congratulate you for that one, because it was really good. And yeah,
It
of
was.
course, I hope we get to see it on the Clips of Stream section.
You see my whole entire first lap.
That is
Because it
great.
was crazy.
That is great. We're gonna take a look at it, of course, in the next section of the stream. And in the meantime, I don't have anything else to ask. So yeah, I want to congratulate you again, and hope to see you again for the next race in Zandvoort.
Thank you.
Precisely. Congrats. And just really quickly, I wanted to ask you what happened before the start, because I didn't catch the wind of, you know,
What do you mean?
because AERO said that something happened before the start of the race, and I
No.
I mean, yeah, just that it wasn't, I guess, performing as he
Oh,
want
you
to?
mean?
I
You
thought-
mean
in
okay.
practice.
Okay, I had an extremely hard time practicing for this race, which everyone knows. I was 2 seconds behind most people on pace on my practice sessions. And yeah, me and Tim sat down a whole lot. I think we did like 6 races or something overall. And yeah, then it was still not great the whole entire time. Still was slower than Tim. I have to give a massive shout out to Tim today. On pace, he was faster than me today, massively faster than me. He just got very unlucky with his qualifying, which compromised him a lot. But he did the best he could ever do for today, which I'm very proud of. Yeah. Otherwise, like I said, when I found the solution with the minimum tire pressures, it went a lot better for me. A lot better.
Okay. It's good that it worked for you. It's we're happy for you. I think everyone's happy for you.
Thank you.
I asked because I thought it was like a technical issue. That's why I wanted to.
No. Just technically, everything was right,
Okay.
except I couldn't invite Nade to the formation.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's all from me. And yeah, congrats again on the second place in the sprint, and on generally a good weekend for your team
Thank you.
this weekend. uh, yeah. Well, do you have anything else to ask, Aaron?
No, I've asked everything. So yeah, I'm eager to see you in Zandvoort, and I hope to see you have a great result again.
Yeah. And now I fuck off. I'm way too long in here.
All right.
Right.
Yes. See you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you. Okay, so that's done then. I will get Zoxel in. Hopefully he wants to get an interview. If he didn't want to, he would be in that VC, so I'll get him in. Okay, there we go.
Alright.
Hello, Zoxel.
Anyway, hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
So, yeah, you have been involved in a lot of battling throughout this race. In mainly, I think mainly the sprint, but I think kind of both races, to be honest. And yeah, I think you were part as well of the big crash, the big pileup that happened in the feature race. So, yeah, let me know how your race unfolded in your perspective, and are you happy with your result?
Use that feature?
In both
Or
races,
did
really. You can talk about both. Okay, goodbye, I guess. So, I don't know why he left. Let me just get him in again. Hello?
Misclicked.
Yeah.
Well, you said there was a pile up in. I know the pile up in the sprint race. I don't know in the feature. Maybe turn 1. I don't know.
No, the pileup was the feature, if I remember correctly.
The sprint was the first one. Anyway, if there was a pile up in the feature race, I was not very much involved in this. So yeah, qualifying was okay. P5. Could have been better, could have been worse. Well, time wasn't the lap time was not that great, but anyway, P5. I take it. Yeah, sprint race was, I have to say, shit. As I fought with perhaps and Phil after the chicane, I just had no vision what was behind that. So yeah, as then perhaps and Phil both avoided, and right there was Kimi. I had no time to react, and yeah, that was it. That has killed my race. Maybe if I didn't pit, maybe I would have got a point, but yeah, this race was over for me. And the feature, well, the start was not that great. I just oversteered a bit, and yeah, then there was a fight with the ARX with perhaps I just yeah, so I just had to see if I can get through, if I can stick behind, and yeah, after there wasn't much to say. Just like after perhaps had this mistake at the hairpin, I just went through, and yeah, that was it. I could not catch Blazer, and that was all I can say. I don't know why Blazer was that slow in the last lap. Maybe he was very very careful, but yeah, in the end, I guess I was P8. So yeah, that was okay.
Yeah.
Even though with the P5 start could have been better, but yeah, at least some points.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was that was a great yeah, I think a great race given the circumstances of the feature race. So yeah, congrats on that. And yeah, getting P8 in the future is also valuable points. And yeah, I mean, hopefully next race is gonna go a little bit better for you, as it's Zandvoort. How do you fancy your chances in Zandvoort?
I'm not pretty sure if I will race in Zandvoort, and if maybe the chances are good. I will not get P10 on track on the sprint this time. Hopefully it's better. And yeah.
Well,
Let's see if I can race, and if yes, what will it be?
Yeah, well, we hope to see you there fighting for good positions. And yeah, because we know you have the capacity for that. And yeah, a few drivers, namely Blazer, have been underperforming in this off season. So yeah, if this is a driver you're gonna be fighting against during this off season championship, then yeah, I think you fancy some good chances of getting points, some good points. So yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, hopefully we see that from your side in the next race, and if you're gonna be there. And yeah, that's gonna be everything from my side. I don't know if Igzys has anything to ask.
No, I don't. I just wanted to say that I don't, it's a shame that the race went for you how it went. Could have been way better. The pace definitely was there, and yeah, I don't have anything else to ask or say. It's a shame.
All right.
I mean, except the pace that was there, but not like when against Tim. There was some pace he had today.
That is true. That is
Despite
definitely
that.
true.
Despite that, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, that said, then thank you so much for being in the interview with us in the commentator booth. My God. And yeah, we hope to see you having a good race next time.
Yep. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. All right. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
All right. That done, then I will follow up with Tim's interview because yeah, he had a pretty good result today, a pretty good race, pretty good weekend, and yeah, we're gonna get to debrief all of that with him right now. So, hello, Mr. Tim Bleish. How are
Good
you
morning.
doing, Mister?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know? Is it mixed feelings after this race?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right. So to give a lead for this interview, I want to ask first of all, did you expect? I think you weren't expecting to be to have good pace this weekend, specifically on this track in those difficult conditions. But it looked like you did, and congrats on that, on the pace gained over the practice. But I wanted to ask: were you expecting to be fighting in the midfield and yeah, to be challenging for pretty good points this race?
Well, now I was actually expecting far more because in qualifying I was on the way to P3 or maybe even more because in Tabak I invalidated and I had the purple sector too, and the third sector was my best sector, so I could have, I could have even got pole. I don't know, but my stupid brain invalidated in Tabak, and I was so pissed after that about myself.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, but yeah, of course, those are things that I briefed my drivers about trying to not invalidate in quali specifically because it's one-shot quali and it's Monaco, so of course you're always gonna put yourself in a bit of a disadvantage if you do so, and unfortunately it happened to you.
The other problem was I did like nearly 100 quali laps, one-shot quali. I never invalidated except today in the main race.
Do you think
That
it's
was
down to pressure?
No, I don't think it was pressure. It was just my brain not functioning for a half a second.
Yeah. I mean, it's always tough to keep it between the lines and the walls. In Monaco, it's it's quite a difficult track. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so
I'm
not really happy about the result, to be honest.
About I mean, I get it about quali for sure. But what do you make of your sprint race specifically?
Sprint race was a disaster. Because first lap, I had no front wing left. So I did the whole sprint race without a front wing.
Yeah. So a bit of a tougher race in the sprint as well. Yeah, but at least were the battles good enough in the sprint race? What do you make of the racing quality?
I don't know. I was basically chasing Ricardo the whole race because I couldn't pass him because I was so slow in the corners because of the missing front wing. So yeah, it was kind of boring.
Okay, right. So going into the feature race, of course, this is where things get a bit more exciting for you, as you were fighting in the midfield and yeah, getting involved into a lot of battles and yeah, showing your pace was definitely good. I personally was expecting, seeing the times you were doing in practice, I was expecting a little bit more pace in the race, but of course, while you're battling specifically in Monaco in those conditions, it's always tough to have consistently a good pace. So yeah, what do you make of your feature race?
Well, first of all, I also had front wing damage in the feature race.
Yep.
It was like, yeah. So they didn't change it in the pits when I pitted for the fastest lap attempt. Somehow still got fastest lap, but yeah, I also had front wing damage for the whole race again. So yeah, could have been better.
Suboptimal, but okay, but the way I see it, and tell me if you think it's a bit too much, but the way I see it, I think it's a really good sign for upcoming races where I believe the jump in pace means that maybe something might have unlocked in your driving and something might have just clicked, which I mean would be of course very good sign for the future, and maybe that would allow you to get some positions in the standings near while entering the second half of this off-season championship. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I think mainly today was because it's Monaco. I like Monaco to drive. I hate the races, but I love Monaco to drive. And it was wet, and I'm always better in the rain than in the dry, somehow. So yeah, let's see what the weather is for, like say, Zandvoort or Monza. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, rain is definitely a possibility in Zandvoort. I hope it isn't, because
I hope
I
it
want to
is.
reserve that race, to be honest. And yeah, but if it is wet, you can rest assured that if I reserve, I'm gonna be far behind you, and so I'm gonna be able to witness your pace on track from the car. But yeah, hopefully you get to experience wet Zandvoort, which you'll probably like it more than in the dry. And
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like every track in the wet, man.
that is really good. I hope we get to see that then in the next race. Do you have anything you want to add about your race or something you want to comment?
Not much. I just hope I can drive in Zandvoort because I think some of my overtakes. I don't know if they get reported or not, but yeah. I mean, we all said in the briefing, do not overtake in the last corner. I overtook everyone in the last corner.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think we caught most of those on the stream because, of course, you were one of the big battles, but there was also battles, the Trains and Lrc battle up ahead that we had to cover as well. But yeah, from what I'm seeing, you are at around 6 penalty points. So yeah, before ending into this race, so quite close to the 9 penalty points required to get I think a quali ban. So yeah,
It's only a quali ban at 9. I thought it's a race ban at 8.
honestly,
No. It's a 12 the race ban.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
only.
And then
I
I
have
think
some
15
experience
is
with that.
season ban. Yeah, Igzys unfortunately has some experience about that. So
Well, then I go full send in Zandvoort.
I don't think that's what that meant, but yeah, I mean, up to you.
Fuck that shit. I go full send there.
Oh, I mean, after
I mean,
quality ban, the penalty points doesn't reset, so you still might get like a race ban for the next race. So I'd recommend you not do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't the penalty points get resetted after off season?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I am the one in charge of that with Loris, so I should know. But honestly, I don't recall at the moment, so I can come back to you regarding that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Last time.
Yeah. Well, all right then. Igzys, do you have anything to ask Tim?
Well, I know you said that Tim, it was I know you said that you think that it was a bad race, but I don't think that way. I think considering your lack of luck in the past races, I think it was an alright race. In general, a lot of points were scored, especially in feature race. I think it was 9 points, right, with the fastest lap.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it was that bad. A lot of points for your team. Yeah, I think it was a great performance. Yeah, and that's all from me. Congrats again.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't slow today, but
Yeah.
I fucked up quali, and that meant everything
Yeah,
was basically down the drain
Pace was
from that
really good.
point.
Pace was really
Yeah,
good.
I mean, pace was good. I admit that. I'm my fastest lap with 6/10 difference to second fast lap. Kinda okay, I guess. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is very good.
I had new tires to be fair, but still.
Yeah, it was a very good pace for you. It's a shame that the results weren't a bit better, but it's still good, I think. And yeah, that's all from me.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Well, that is everything, and thanks for coming into our commentators booth. And yeah, wish you good luck for the next race if you're gonna be racing.
Yes.
If I'm allowed to race.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, thank you, man.
Bye
See
bye.
you
See you
Bye.
guys.
Yeah, see you next race. All right.
Bye bye.
Good night.
So, okay, let me disconnect Tim. Okay, so let me get Pablo in the commentators booth. Is gonna be our last interview, I believe. All right, and I'll let you lead the
Hello.
way.
Well, good evening, Bablo there. Welcome to
Hello.
our beautiful commentator basement.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, first of all, how are you doing? After this 2 races, I don't think it was the best weekend for you. I think it's quite the opposite. I think it's unfortunately the worst weekend in this championship
Yeah.
for you. And yeah, talk us through it. First of all, the sprint race, which didn't really go as you hoped. I imagine.
Yeah, I guess you could say pretty shit. The sprint race started well, I guess. P1 on the grid. Kept like P2 for I think some laps and then just dropped down steadily. Just letting people by because I wasn't fast in the rain. And yeah, basically that on the last few laps was defending hard against I think it was Tim Bleich and should be this Ricardo guy.
Yeah, I think you crashed into the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, my game lagged before that, and then I just for some reason I wasn't zoned out and I drove into the wall myself.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a massive shame. That's a massive shame. And were you in the points at that point? Because I think you were like P8 at the
I
moment.
was P8, yeah. I was P8.
Yeah, so that would be a point. Well, it's a shame that Codemasters are, you know, lazy.
Yeah.
In updating the game and fixing it. Well, it's a very big shame. And what happened in the feature race? Because the quality results was pretty good. I mean, you started 10th. The lap was not. It was not that great, but
I spun
yeah.
on the lap.
Sorry.
I spun on the lap.
Oh, you spun on the quali lap.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the reason for the. Yeah. Well,
I was P5 when I spun in the quali. So.
Oh. Well, it's
something.
Yeah, it's a shame that you did not complete the lap as you would have wanted. But yeah, what happened in the feature race? Because I think it went even worse than the sprint one. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, the feature race started as normal. just picked up a position at the start. It was quite cool, but then the turn 1, I think it got damage from a stopped car on track. I think it turn 1. Yeah, I got a bit of wing damage. It was like yellow wing. Then just nothing happening, just getting overtaken, letting people by. I changed my tire pressures before the race, so that was cool, I guess. But yeah.
Were you running the lowest tire pressures as because Phil told us that the lowest were the fastest, apparently.
And in the feature race, no, in the sprint race, I was running the highest possible because I got that setup from Loris, and then in the feature race, I turned it down to almost the lowest, and then it was a bit better, but yeah, not great.
I see. Well, it's been a very unlucky race for you, and the pace was unfortunately not on. The luck was not on your side.
Yeah.
Do you think next week when you are in Zandvoort, your home track, you're gonna have? Do you think your pace is better there? Oh yeah.
I think the pace will definitely be better there. It's my own race. I like that track. I love Zandvoort. Yeah, last time I raced in LRC in Zandvoort, I got P4 because I got overtaken on the line by perhaps who was P3, I think. Or that wasn't the league race, could be 5. I don't know. I think it was a league race. But yeah.
Well, let's hope that the home field advantage will do its magic next week. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to ask. What about you, Aero? Do you want to ask?
No, I have nothing to ask.
All right. Well then, see you next week, Pablo, in Netherlands. Yeah. Good night, man.
Yeah. Good night. You too. Good weekend.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So that concludes then our interviews, and yeah, we're gonna skip right to the clips for stream section of the race. Let me just see if this is capturing the right thing. I think it might be now. I'm not sure. But no, it's not picking up Discord alone. All right. So I have now. Yes.
It's working. It's working.
Yeah. Okay. So that said, then I'm gonna go into the clips for stream section, and we're gonna be looking at some of those clips. Do you want me to stream as well for you?
Yeah, I see everything on the stream. It might be a bit delayed.
Yeah, it's slightly okay. Well, if that works for you, then that's perfect. So, overtake from Nade on Kimi. Yeah, so that's why you saw on stream, and then Kimi, yeah, getting the grip back, just gave some damage to Blazer. Yeah.
Nade was teleporting there a bit. Also, I mean, it might have not been his fault.
I mean, that's usually the case in Blazer's POV because as he's racing from America and the server is in Germany because Phil is the host, and of course Nade is from Costa Rica, so yeah, of course there's a lot of traveling back and forth. So yeah, it might not actually have been what happened, but yeah, I guess we're gonna have other POVs to show us that.
It's yeah, we'll see how this whole thing unfolded.
Yeah.
From the other perspective, maybe, and there we can see obviously a beautiful argument there.
Yeah, which we'll promptly ignore. With Kimi, something happening there, and I think Pablo was lagging.
Yeah, that's the incident Pablo set up.
Oh no, and Kimi.
Shoot! So that's how Trains got his front wing damage also.
That is terrible. I'm not gonna talk about that even. Okay, you can overtake in Monaco. Beautiful.
It's a Raskas, I think.
Oh, he's
No,
using
it's
the
not.
perhaps camera.
Oh, so that ultra far.
Yeah, the
Hell
hyperspeed FOV.
yeah.
Oh, and Pablo makes a mistake, and I guess he overtakes both of them, both Blazer and Pablo.
What a move. That was actually good.
Well
That
done.
was a beautiful move. Especially in the rainy conditions. The clip is not over, so maybe
Yeah.
Nate will. Well.
No, nothing else happened. Yeah, that was just a clip. What
All
is
right.
that camera never speak again? Says Blazer, who's American. All right. So you can overtake in Monaco part 2. Let's look at that. So I think Nade tapped the wall there slightly. But Tim takes a very good line through that chicane. Oh yeah, we saw Zoxon, well, perhaps was holding everyone. Oh, they get some move done on Nade.
Oh,
That's
it's the last
really
corner.
well done. Yeah, really well done from him.
Yeah, well, great move, great maneuver. A very lovely move.
Yep.
Obviously, from I want to say Mr. Zoxon from Tim Blythe.
Yep. Alright, so third
Part 3 of the
overtake
saga.
from Tim Blythe.
Hello.
Yep. Oh, and Kimi going abysmally slow there through that chicane. Oh yeah, I think we saw that one. Beautiful move. Kimi did leave enough space on the inside, but still, yeah, allowed him to get the move done.
Great pass.
Beautiful maneuver there.
Yeah. Well done. Really well done from Mr. Tim Blythe. Now we have Pablo.
I made a position.
So going side by side with Kimi, and then he got overtaken by, with Nade. Then he got oversteer moment. And then Kimi apparently spun into him.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
And that was what the pileup was about. So yeah, so Zoxon was right, that was in the sprint race and not the feature. I was mistaken. So yeah.
It happens. Don't worry.
Uh,
Downey inside there. Whoa, that was a dive.
yeah, I'm not too sure about that, honestly. It looks like Kimi... it looks like Pablo had an oversteer moment and then Kimi also had one. So yeah.
It's a shame that this crash happened, but it happens.
That's
Entire
true.
first lap.
So now we're gonna look at the entire first lap of sprint by Hill Malone, starting from P6, getting a pretty average start, but somehow gets wheel spin and still gains on the others, so that's good. And then he double taps someone, but I think Zoxon might have broken a bit early there. Let me see. Which, I mean, is recommended. Oh no, okay, so he'll just let go of the brakes to go the brakes again. But then, yeah, touch with Tribashev. Tribashev gets past. Hill follows through. And he goes past both of them. Okay, so... Okay, that was a little bit less impressive than what we saw on stream, to be honest, because I think we only got the end of it. But I guess Zoxon broke quite early, which prompted Tribashev to also do that. And then Hill just went through. I mean, yeah.
Great overtake. Double overtake. Great start for the sprint race. And that put him on course for the P2.
Yeah.
Also, Aero, Phil said that you need to feed your cat on the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do as soon as the clips for stream section ends for the the 6th time today, because they eat I don't know, they eat more food than monster trucks eat gasoline.
That is
Yeah, that is a quote in itself, I think. But yeah. So we see perhaps having a bit of a moment there. The moving chicane, the Finnish moving chicane. Oh, yeah, and he loses the car and he gets past.
oh,
Perhaps.
that was
So honestly, not many overtakes. There was more mistakes from others. Yeah, the big mistake there from perhaps. But still,
that-
he capitalized on it, and Kimi just... Oh, yeah. Great dodge there from Phil. As per usual.
Wieso Pablo, was?
Oh my,
Das war Trainingsman dann, wenn es ein Thema war.
Yeah. And then
Pablo ist die vorne auf 2.
holy moly.
I think Phil was saying... I think Phil was surprised that Pablo was in second.
Ich habe keinen Frontflügel.
And Pablo
Ja, perfekt, Mann.
outbreaks himself.
Ich könnte kotzen.
Das kann nur besser werden im nächsten Rennen.
Ja, das haben wir vorhin auch schon gesagt und es wurde nicht besser.
Pablo really slow on the straight because he had a poor exit. Phil doing well to break earlier. Phil, Pablo gives the space, and yeah, Phil gets past around the outside. That was a good move. Yeah, that was a good move.
And he stayed in the place he is in right now to the end of the race.
Yeah. All right, I need Taba, so I think he needs to smoke.
Yeah. Smoking pot, guys, remember?
So we see him right behind, perhaps, at Phil.
Oh my god.
It's the incident, I think.
Was
Yeah,
it
it's
dodgeable?
the-
Is my question. Let's look.
Nah.
I mean, at this point, he could have seen. Yeah, but I guess he was afraid of taking Coolest with him, who was on his left. So,
Oh.
yeah.
He sacrificed himself to save Coolest, basically.
Maybe.
If
Or
he
maybe
tried to, like... I mean, even if he didn't want to, like, sacrifice himself to save Coolest's race, if he turned left, the race would have been over for both of them because there was no space for
Oh, for sure.
them, basically.
And they would have taken the guys behind as well. So,
Yeah.
no, I mean, in the end, it was damage mitigation, which he sacrificed himself to do, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
very notable.
Yeah,
But, yeah, that cost him basically, a red front wing. Then we're gonna go.
spiked a bit also.
Huh?
Heartbeat spiked a bit also.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Holland.
Overtake here from Team Blush on Zoxon. Going side by side there. As he told us, I mean, he went side by side in the last corners. And someone wants to make it 3 wide. Oh, what a surprise, it's Blazer. Really surprised. And yeah, so... Yeah, really clean racing there between both of them. And they're not the fastest guys, but you see it's easy to keep it clean. And yeah, despite that little contact, it's easy to keep it clean if you actually want to. A slap battle with Poris. Gets a warning for good measure. I think we saw that on stream. Probably a lot of pressure on Phil's shoulders right now.
Come.
And Tim asking him to come.
Weird question for the last lap of the feature race.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was...
I mean,
Interesting.
is it uncommon to see Phil going for a last-ditch move in one of the last laps of a race? I don't think so. But
I mean, he was a bit close, and he did leave Loris a lot of space on the outside, to be fair.
He did need to leave space if he was the one overtaking. He didn't need to leave space if he was the one overtaking.
I meant Loris left.
Does that look like a lot of space? I don't think so.
enough.
Yeah.
I'd go for that gap.
Is that why you have a season ban? Yeah, probably. So
I have a season ban. I
no,
don't.
not right now. You did have one.
No, I did not.
Yes, you
I
did.
No,
No?
I did not.
No fucking way. Well, okay.
No, I think I had a couple race of ban, but not a season ban. I don't think so.
All right. Well, coming back to this then. Yeah, I think Loris didn't leave enough space, but I guess that's something to be seen in the tickets.
Yeah, exactly. The stewards will handle that appropriately, hopefully.
Yeah. I have a clip from Zoxon. with the title Fitting. So it has something to do with someone fitting somewhere.
Could be.
Oh.
Or not fitting.
Oh, he's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Big moment. Overtake of the race.
Yeah. Play of the game.
Yeah, okay, we saw that on stream. It was just perhaps face planting the barrier there.
Yeah.
Probably after a lockup, I would wager.
That was a play of the game, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
That start was okay. Now stay
What
alert
up,
for
perhaps?
threats around you.
Okay, Blige then following Loris.
Suboptimal.
And tapping the wall, but not getting damage there. Even on standard. And very slow. Oh! Nah. Ah, man. Ah, man, that is... Ah, that hurts too much.
Yeah.
Damage to your
Holy.
front wing.
I just
damage to
saw
your
what
front
happened.
wing.
Oh,
I mean...
yeah. It's
This
a thing.
Okay, it was completely entitled to Spice here. For sure, like... Yeah. Very, yeah, and then... Let me see here.
Yeah, that was a big one.
So then that's when Loris spots it, but it didn't do it like Zox, so he basically went into Tim. No, was that Loris or was that... Yeah, I think that was Loris, yeah. But, I mean, that's fair. I mean, if you see a car there, I guess Tim should have seen that Loris was there. And so, I mean, yeah, we can't blame Loris for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Damage to your front wing. Damage to your front wing.
Well, I thought you were gonna say something, but okay. So,
No, I just sighed.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No grip.
My deepest
I
apologies.
need to
Damn,
confess.
I got scared.
So, this is the Denmark battle. Oh my god.
Okay, I've got a
Fuck
brand new
this.
race strategy on your MFT if you want to go and
That was
check
a great overtake. Oh, that was
Oh,
not
someone
a
lost his
great
wing?
overtake.
My fucking god. That hurts to watch, man.
Yeah. What was happening in that race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoc, that's exactly what we said, basically. Yeah, okay, fucking Scheissenliga, fuck that. That is F1 2020, that's your problem. Yeah. Bottle of the day.
Bottle.
Oh, let's watch, because Tim actually mentioned this.
Oh. It's the quali,
And he
right?
enabled the fucking bips. The upshifting tone. Which is something. It's like a good lap. Oh, looks good up until now, to be honest. Ah, man. Out of all places, invalidating there must be.
Oh
must be-
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Real shame. Let's see how close that was. Oh,
yeah,
that
that's
was so
painful
close.
actually. To watch. Jeez,
Yeah.
that is just not fair. I mean, he didn't really gain time by that.
I mean, he probably get like a few milliseconds, but you know, I mean, it is off the track, yeah, effectively, but yeah, it's really
True.
close. Sub-pixel moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
That's
I think that is gonna be it for today's clip for stream section. So we're gonna go to this last to the outro of this stream. Basically, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the stream. That was a really fun stream for me to commentate on, and as well for Igzys, I would assume.
no. I mean, yes.
Oh well, that's a downer, but
Yeah, it was a fun race to commentate.
yeah,
It
for
was.
sure.
It was truly a great race. A fantastic
for a
race.
race. Did I win the OTD? Oh, actually, we could check that. Let me actually
Yeah,
take a look.
Yes, that's
Fuck, I have to find the Link.
Drum rolls.
Okay, got it. So, let's see. Did Tim win Driver of the Day?
No.
He is winning
Yeah,
comfortably.
he won, basically.
Okay, Tim with 5 votes, Trimmer Shave with 1, Alec Trades with 1, and Phil with 1. So Trimmer, Trades, and Phil voted for themselves, and then 5 people voted for Tim. So I mean, congrats, Tim. I think you kind of won. And
Congrats.
and Trimmer Shave, to be honest, was the one that deserved it the least. So I mean, he can mold whatever he wants in Twitch chat, but honestly, fuck Hungary. And that's basically it. I want to thank everyone, especially in the chat, for being part of the stream. I hope the stream went well and smoothly for you guys as well. And I will see you guys next time.
Yes, I will see you too. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.